Everyone, I know where the aliens are. But before I tell you, let me explain why we're not seeing them zooming around the night sky doing alien-y things. Firstly, energy. You see, aliens still have to obey our laws of physics. You know, E equals MC squared and the one with the triangles. We get energy from burning fossil fuels and using solar, wind, and nuclear power. Apparently, we're pretty good at it. But the thing is, to have massive spaceships zooming around the galaxy, you need a lot of energy. Like a lot. Even for an advanced civilization, they need heaps. But there are theories of how this could technically be done, like by harnessing energy from the sun. So let's say that they can do this. We then come to our next problem: distances. Space is girthy, okay? I'm gonna use a different adjective. Space is thick. Nope. Doesn't really work either. Okay, what I'm trying to say is the observable universe has a very large diameter. It is mind-bogglingly massive that our puny monkey brains just simply can't comprehend it. The observable universe is approximately 90 billion light years across, give or take a couple billion. The Andromeda galaxy, which is one of our closest neighbors, is 2.5 million light years away. Just for reference, 1 light year is around 9 trillion kilometers. So yeah, I'll let you think about how long it'd take to get to the next galaxy. But again, there are hypothetical ways of doing this. Some advanced alien civilization could potentially use wormholes and bend the fabric of space-time to travel to different destinations. So let's say that they can do this. We then run into our next problem: economics. My economics teacher was the wisest man I ever knew. And he had an ancient proverb which stated, "Economics is life." And goddamn, that man was right. For aliens to jump through the hoops of becoming a spacefaring civilization, it is likely that they would have had some sort of economy. Resources aren't infinite, and they also ain't free. Think of how much it costs you to drive down to the local cafe and grab yourself a spiced vanilla chai latte. How much do you think it costs to get to GN-Z11? Not only that, but these civilizations would have opportunity costs, aka they would have other things to decide to spend their money and resources on. They would probably have a load of other competing interests. I mean, in 2020, America spent $22.6 billion, or 0.48% of their annual budget, on space exploration. They spent $766 billion on their military. I'll let you read between the lines. But let's say they do have the amount of energy, they can make the distances, and they can afford it. They probably still haven't come to visit us because of this last reason. Why? Why would aliens want to come and see us? Seriously, we are basically monkeys who spend all our time looking at screens, destroying our planet, and hating each other. Actually, wait, that does sound like a pretty interesting case study, to be honest. Anyway, think about it like this. You have a plethora of living organisms all around you, very easy for you to access. Let's take the common example and think of ants. If you saw a heap of ants, you would probably walk past them without a second glance, or you would squash them into oblivion. We believe that we are so intellectually superior that we don't bother to take our time to visit these creatures. Unless you're an ant scientist, and you're not, you don't study them, you don't talk to them, you don't visit them, and you don't seek them out for entertainment. If aliens are so advanced that they can make the visit to us, they would be so intellectually superior to us. We would be the ants. They almost certainly wouldn't be fazed by our primitive existence, the same way we don't care about ants on the anthill. And also the fact that we aren't all squashed suggests that they haven't come here. Because surely they would have that one douchebag alien kid who would see us and kick us to hell for his own sadistic amusement. Okay, now that I've explained why they haven't come to visit us, it's time to tell you where they actually are. Advanced alien civilizations are on a USB. That's right, the aliens we are looking for are on a USB plugged into a computer or a hard drive somewhere on a distant planet. And this is why. Microchips are getting smaller and smaller. Think of your old computer growing up as a kid, and if you're born in 2000 and something, I don't know, go Google it or something. If you're old school, think of the first mobile phones and then have a look at your mobile phone now. Do you guys see where I'm going with this? As we've become more advanced, our technology's gotten far more powerful. but it's actually gotten smaller, not bigger. The chips that power our phones and computers are teeny tiny compared to what they once were, and look at what they can do. Alien civilizations are likely to have followed this trend. It's a more efficient use of energy, and it saves heaps of physical space. We always imagine aliens in these supermassive spaceships blazing through the universe, but the reality is, having smaller technology is a far better way to save time, space, and money. Now let's mix this with virtual reality and the metaverse. The latest tech that is beginning to blossom, as I'm sure you're all aware, is virtual reality and the metaverse. Essentially, a virtual world where humans can interact via digital avatars. These worlds are very primitive at the moment, but for an advanced alien civilization with unparalleled computing power, it's likely that their version could be, and probably is, indistinguishable from reality. We're already learning how to shift our economy digitally by having concerts, socializing, buying property, clothes, artwork, all virtually. And we're slowly integrating our senses more and more into this kind of experience, and eventually that will bring VR mainstream. VR worlds would allow aliens to explore, research, and experience things beyond imagination. And they'd be able to do this without many of the dangers, costs, and inefficiencies of doing it physically. What do humans do when we can't figure something out in the real world? We create a simulation on a computer. What do humans do if we want to fight killer zombies without having to physically confront the undead? We play Resident Evil. VR, programmed correctly at the most advanced stages, can have you living out your wildest dreams without having to use up valuable resources or face unnecessary dangers. At some point, living in VR could be the safest, surest, and most fulfilling way of surviving. And the final ingredient to this theory is mind uploading. If we mix the metaverse, virtual reality, and haptic feedback, and combine this with an advanced version of Elon Musk's Neuralink or Tom Oxley's Synchron, it will eventually be possible to upload our minds into a virtual universe of sorts where we could think, feel, and experience. The mind upload would be the final way of saving space, money, and eliminating most of our physical dangers. We wouldn't need to eat, sleep, or feel pain, unless of course you wanted to, which could definitely be programmed into your simulation. By being uploaded digitally, aliens could be freed of this cold, dark universe with its weird laws of nature and the impending march of death that we all face. On top of that, they could have access to every dream that they've ever dreamt of. Literally everything could be programmed into these different simulations, provided that the mind could conceive of it. Okay, coming full circle, let's look at our 4 initial problems. If aliens were uploaded to the cloud or on some hard drive or USB on a computer, energy use would be far more efficient. They wouldn't have to travel ridiculous distances to get where they need to go. They could just fast travel, like in a video game. They would only need resources to get them to the stage where they can put themselves into the simulation. And then they'd probably just have a few people on the outside making sure that no asteroids hit their planet or no supernovas about to occur. And they just take that in turns by doing paper, scissors, rock or something. And lastly, why? Because in a virtual reality as high-tech as theirs, there are literally no restrictions. They would have full control of their lives. They would actually be masters of the universe, all living in a tiny computer in their own personal simulations that they created. I'm telling you, this is where the aliens are, and if they're not, they should come down here to Earth and prove me wrong. If you like the video, please subscribe, guys, and let me know what you think in the comments. I love you all. I'll see you next time.